Hello.
This is the kitchen page. I think I'm seeing double.
Yay.
Yes.
Okay. Hello. All right. We've got David
hello.
and Jennifer and Mom and Julie. Hello. Good to see you.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yay. Thank you.
You are,
Julie.
You are in fact seeing double.
You are seeing double. Yes.
There's only one of us actually.
We thought they were coffee colored.
She keeps doing a deeper voice when
I
I
thought
speak.
they were coffee colored.
Yeah. Fascinating. But here it is. Absolutely. Thinking coffee type things. Absolutely. And here's the personal. Okay. Oh, hey, we got a notification.
We got a notification that we're live.
Awesome.
I didn't, in fact, know that.
I notified myself.
All right.
Well, great.
Who's ready for a drink?
Here we are on the...
Who's ready for a delightful beverage this evening?
I bet you are.
I certainly am.
Okay.
All right, we're good. All right.
This is cycling its full self. I'm going to go back to Facebook and check out the YouTube. So here we go.
The YouTubes.
Definitely.
Hello, Betty.
Hello.
Thank you.
Definitely. I think we have a one person watching here on YouTube, and
all right,
here back on the books.
Hello, Lisa and Errol. Good to see you. Hey. I'm going to scroll up. I think we missed some. Yeah, we missed Lisa and Errol. Okay, but we got them. And Peter, hello. All right. I think we're caught up.
Doing well.
I hope everyone is better this week. The weather and just life in general.
It seems like one of the last things we did was deep frost polar vortex cocktails. And at the time, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Today we go out there, everything's melting because it's like 45 and pretty warm.
So beautiful. We didn't even need coats today.
Yep.
So I will take it.
Hello,
Margo. Good to see you.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
And Samantha. Hello. Hey. Good to see you.
There we go. Oh, is Glendora here? Hi, hon.
Aw. I wish.
So great for you.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy to see you guys.
Hey, everybody. Whether you're here on the YouTubes or on the Facebooks, we've got you wherever you are. But definitely.
I'm thinking, I'm not sure how to describe. I want to say we're making coffee drinks, but that would indicate we're making drinks with coffee in them. And we're not. We're making drinks with coffee additives, like coffee liqueur. And
extras and things.
Coffee soda, coffee liquor.
Coffee liquor?
Coffee milk? I forgot to check whether you can still buy this. We bought this last St. Patrick's Day. Brew.
It's like a coffee-infused Irish whiskey. And we use quite a bit of it, obviously. It's a nice brew. It's slightly less proof, so you could put it in your Irish coffee, for instance. Or you could just do other things, which is what we did.
You certainly could.
Perfectly nice. If anybody recognizes this mug, maybe you were watching us earlier on Instagram. Interesting things happened in this mug.
God.
I'm still working this out, and I got to say, if you do actually add the bouillon, make sure it's all stirred up, because mine is actually still dissolving, and it's getting like more brackish as we go.
Hello, John, and hello, BP. Yay.
Ooh, that's a little heavy.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to see you all.
Yeah.
So we we did a broadcast earlier on Instagram, which was fun, but we're here now and happy to be here.
Yes.
So I am going to start. Oh, I know what we forgot to do. We forgot to bring up our recipe sheet. Please, if crazy here today.
Please, if we will. Oh, it's just running around. I had to run out and drop something in the UPS. You know, it's always a dull moment. Never a dull moment. Something like that.
I know, our lives are so fascinating.
If I'm dropping something in the UPS,
I had to drop something in the UPS.
It's a dull moment. It really is. It's not even worth mentioning.
All right. So, if you wouldn't mind taking
I would be
notes.
Glad to.
So,
give me a text box.
First drink.
First trick up your sleeve.
Yes.
With your sleeveless. That's a pretty good trick.
That's a pretty good trick, right?
Yeah. Right.
So I'm going to do a tequila drink to start, a margarita variation. But I'm going to start with 2 ounces of reposado tequila. And then I'm going to add some coffee, some espresso liqueur.
Espresso liqueur.
Yes. Okay, I'm so afraid of knocking over the lime juice.
Oh, I hear you. There's a certain amount of paranoia there.
I know, right?
Move slowly and deliberately, folks.
And then I'm going to switch this same drink up for my next round, but we're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
So,
first round.
½ ounce of espresso liqueur.
I have certainly been behind a busy bar, moving, and what do you know? Then you're grabbing that bottle, and it happens to be Jägermeister, and it takes a flyer, and when that shatters, it's a big freaking mess.
When did that happen?
Long time ago.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, friend's bar, and of course, it was a patio bar, so it was all tile.
Oh my gosh.
Goner. I drop a bottle here. it might be okay.
We're carpeted. So, and then, okay, so that was a half ounce of the espresso.
Half ounce of the espresso.
Liqueur. Oh my gosh, this bottle is so sticky.
Oh.
I'm also going to do a half ounce of, no, I'm going to do a quarter ounce. Okay. Sorry, quarter ounce of blackberry liqueur. And then I'm going to do 3/4 of an ounce of fresh lime juice.
And that espresso liqueur happened to be grind, I believe.
Yes, grind espresso shot. Which
is quite good. Very pronounced coffee flavor. No artificial taste to it. Nicely done.
3/4 of an ounce fresh lime juice. And I think that's all I'm going to do for this one. And then I could do bitters, but I don't think it would add. I got the coffee in there.
Bring.
So,
there we go.
Shake with ice.
Getting a lot of love on your personal page. Anybody out there wants to comment? Please, I'm checking them all. Back to the actual VL page.
Hi,
Abra.
Good to see you.
Hi, BT. Yeah.
All right. And strain into a cocktail glass. I rimmed this one with espresso powder, which is a fun thing to do for a coffee drink.
And in fact, it happens to be a coupe. So, but it's the same volume of glass.
Okay.
It all works.
Depending on how you... It's big. Look at that. That'll fit.
That is.
Yay.
Big drink.
Okay.
Pass it on.
Yes, please. I like this one.
I'd be glad to try this one. This looks interesting and fun, and I like that coffee rim.
Yep. I think because of the coffee rim, you kind of don't really need bitters.
Yeah.
Because you got the coffee.
It has a very distinct bitter hit to it.
Yep.
Which is interesting. And if I can grab...
Are there coffee bitters? Can you buy coffee bitters?
I don't know. That would be interesting.
Because that would be really good.
That would be fun. Yeah.
Maybe we can make them.
In case you are unable to find the espresso
Hi, Lenny. Good to see you.
Powder locally, I do recommend the product. It's very well done.
Thank you, Abra.
Really nice fresh coffee flavor. Yeah, I'm sure that King Arthur would send you some online. If you're thinking, well...
Yeah, if you send them money.
If you send them money, they'd be glad to send you some online. It's true. None of this is for free, folks. But if you're thinking, like, I'd like to try that faster than that, and you happen to have coffee beans, then if you just have... And you have a grinder, for instance...
You could grind them up.
Grind the hell out of it. Really, all this is really, really fine coffee. So, I mean, and I'm personally pretty glad that King Arthur has done this for me. So
exactly, I know.
I'm not going to bother with grinding for 10 minutes, but there we go. Azoop. So
do you have one to make?
Yeah, since actually I decided to eschew the rest of that little item over there. Oh, thank you. Anytime. I was interested, since we were talking about coffee type drinks, to try something which I've seen for years, which looks absurd, and I thought it's worth trying to see what's what, and seems to have nothing whatsoever to do with this name. So let's actually find the book and tell you about it.
Well, okay. I have no idea what he's about to do, by the way.
This is a little something which is considered a type of classic. I think that this is something that probably dates to the... it dates to the 1880s.
Oh my gosh, okay.
We're really breaking out the classics here. This is Jerry Thomas era cocktail. It's called the Coffee Cocktail.
Oh, well.
And I'm taking this from the fine book Vintage Spirits and Forgotten Cocktails, which is a fascinating
that's a good one.
little
That's
tome.
Fun.
This actually has a lot of things that you are not thinking about too much. Some things which are definitely unearthed. Some things which he's like, it's not really a great thing, but it's fascinating. And this is Ted Hay, which is Dr.
Oh, Betty, you could totally use vodka.
Yeah.
You would. Sure. It would be. You may or may not want to do a little more of the citrus in that case, a little more of the coffee liqueur. But yeah, you absolutely could use vodka, and it would be good.
So as Mr. Hay, he actually has really great text on this, and he has little stories and things like that.
Hi, Tim.
It's well done. It's also like a ring binder that folds flat for all of you, coffee, a cocktail and food mixologists out there. I'm trying to say, like, if you spend a lot of time in the kitchen trying to hold your books down, this is a good idea. If you're doing these things in a very
handy
culinary way, it's nice when the damn book holds flat. As he notes, the coffee cocktail is entirely counterintuitive. For one thing, it contains no coffee.
No coffee.
For another, unlike other cocktails contemporary to its creation, it contained no bitters. So maybe it's that the coffeeness. But there's nothing in it that makes coffee, except the picture of the drink kind of resembles a latte. We're going to see if it really does.
Now, do you blend this one? Or
No, you shake the hell out of it. That's what you do. You could blend it.
It looks blended to me.
You could definitely blend it. It's that frothiness. And
hi, Dennis.
so we are going to mix that up. That's what we're going to do.
And Peter, no, I don't think the tequila clashes with the coffee. You can get in Mexico. You can get Mexican coffee, which is really coffee and tequila and whipped cream, and it's really good.
I think I'm going to find a more appropriate glass for this.
Hi, John. Good to see you. Yeah, I think you could definitely do this with most. I wouldn't do it with gin. Honestly, I would not do this with gin.
No.
What else would I not do?
That would be just recommended.
This would be lovely with whiskey, honestly. Nope, I think just gin. I wouldn't do this with. Gin is very particular. I love it. We have 2 bottles coming in the mail someday.
One of these days.
We ordered a bunch of booze. Pandemic, and it's taking so long to get here. Like, oh, where's my liquor? But it'll be here. But yeah, gin just you can't. I don't think it would work. But prove me wrong. If you love gin and you love coffee and you've made it work, I want to know.
Some people out there love a screwdriver, and some people say, I like gin. And
Jennifer's asking if we could give a tour of our Irish records. We have not yet, because I only did this today. So
they're up there.
We could do that.
We can definitely give you a little, put your orbs on these lot. Check them out. There's some fantastic things up there, including Frank Patterson. Let's hear it for the man. Well, this actually, he was calling for a goblet. We don't have anything that looks like that, but I got this Pilsner, which is all like a cut glass with the bamboo, and I think this is a really cool glass. So I'm going to use this. That's what I'm going to do.
After you rinse it out?
It actually was fine, because I think we used these recently, which is why they're a little streaky. So, anyway, what do we do with this thing?
It's our secret shame.
We could shake this, or we could blend this. Maybe I'll just put it through the Hamilton Beach.
All right, do it.
Which is fine, because, this thing contains a whole egg. Well, let's go to town.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
A whole egg.
Ounce of brandy.
Usually they have you use just the egg white.
I happen to have on hand Applejack, which is a fine brandy for the purpose. We happen to have some great brandy coming, and it's not here yet, so I can't use it.
Yes, Amy, Patron does make a coffee liqueur. I don't think I've had it, but Oh, no, I did. I did a shot of it at a party.
I forget where that was.
It was fun.
Yeah, a lot of these companies will put the flavors. You can find, of course, flavored light rum.
Wait, so how much?
Till the cows come home.
How much apple?
But then the 1 ounce. But then the tequila companies start getting in on it, and so now you can find like cinnamon tequila and raspberry tequila. And I'm thinking, some of these don't sound like really great ideas. Just saying, like, if you wanted to add cinnamon to tequila, you can try it.
I tried cinnamon tequila. I was not a fan.
Once it's in there, you can't get it out. So that's just the thing.
I expected to love it. I really did. I bought it with an open mind, thinking like, oh, this is going to be great.
We will try all sorts of things. We really will. However, I'm also thinking cinnamon whiskey is a very popular thing. There's at least a couple of very prominent brands, and people will do a shot of that, pour that into like some hot apple juice. That's a great thing in the fall. Sounds good.
Speaking of records. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you were here the week we talked about, we've talked about this many a week, the Camp Roosevelt record, my favorite record in our entire collection. Well, Paul pulled it down today, and we might actually play a track or two from it.
Just throw some on for you.
Because I'm feeling goofy.
Depending on how much punishment you're in the mood for.
Exactly.
This calls for 2 to 3 ounces of ruby port. I'm going to see how much that makes sense to me.
How much are you doing?
I'm going to start with 2. And say, do I actually have plenty of the port? I'm going to go for 3 ounces of the port.
Okay.
I think this drink will stand up to it.
Go big.
And when I'm done, you can stand up with a spoon in it. Let's see. It also calls...
Oh, how much is left? Because I need it for Friday's recipe.
We got a good
for Friday's video.
Friday's video. I think it's... How much does it call for sugar? A teaspoon of sugar, so I'm just going to give it a blurb of simple because that will mix faster.
Lisa says, any liquor makes a coffee liqueur. Just dump it in the coffee.
Dump it in the coffee.
Your old sister does it all the time. Exactly, right?
Coffee orange, coffee vanilla. Everything you've got. And,
okay,
and yes, folks.
So far it's the brandy and the port.
Yes, and a teaspoon of sugar. I used sugar syrup. A teaspoon of sugar syrup would work fine.
Okay.
And a whole egg. So, cracking it, going in there. There we go.
Okay.
Whole egg tends to be a little messy. I'm sure the professional bartenders are doing this one-handed crack, toss, boom, you know. Away we go.
I'm sure they are.
I'm sure they are. And now, at this point, you get out there, shake the hell out of that, put it in your blender, and blend the hell out of it. I'm going to be putting this into the Hamilton Beach.
Oh, Abra. Oh, thank you, Abra. Oh, and Samantha. Oh, I hope you're still excited when we play it. That was loud. I hope you're still excited for the music when we play it because it's really terrible. But I love it so much. He's really blending that. So, I was in a really bad mood today. Without going into too much detail, someone is trying to steal my identity and collect unemployment insurance.
Hello.
I will not let that stand.
No.
I will find out who it is and show up at their house with a... Anyway, we don't need to talk about it.
That's the end of that.
But I was in a really bad mood, and Paul put on the Camp Roosevelt record, and I just cracked right up.
Now, this actually calls for a sort of a goblet. I didn't have anything that looked that suitable, but I think this Pilsner will do very nicely because I probably will be able to
It looks
fill
like the
this.
picture.
And I'm going to let that calm down for a second and see what happens. You know, interestingly enough...
Calm down.
Interestingly enough, this actually kind of does resemble a latte. So if this thing is called the coffee cocktail because it looks like a you know, coffee and milk, yeah, I can see that. Otherwise, what the hell are they talking about? Just it's a bizarre thing. So
I can already see it starting to separate a little bit.
The final thing you're supposed to do with this is a classic thing, which is grate a little nutmeg on top.
All right. Well, it looks like a...
If all you have is grated nutmeg, shake a little.
Somewhat eggnog-like, so...
I like nice, fresh nutmeg on this type of drink.
Oh, did you get one of those too? Oh, Jennifer, I'm sorry.
Jeebus.
Ugh.
You know?
I was so pissed.
I when these things happen, I hate to say, well, I'm glad it's not just me, because, well, you got it
no,
too.
I'm not glad it's
I'm
you.
not glad it's not just me.
That's ridiculous.
Jeez.
They really think I wouldn't notice?
You think I wouldn't notice? Yeah, I notice. Oh, what, I'm getting unemployment insurance that I'm not getting? Really? Yeah, wrong. So, anyway. Enough of fraud. This is a fraud, right there in my hand. It's called a coffee cocktail. There's no coffee.
No coffee.
There's no coffee bitter. There's no coffee like powder on the rim. It doesn't even taste like coffee. Ready? Let's see. tastes like a boozy milkshake.
All right,
a whiny milkshake, actually.
All right, a whiny milkshake.
Yep. And there's no milk, so that's another thing that's a fraud.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It might be better with a straw. Because it's mostly foam at this point.
It is pretty foamy. I did really blend the hell out of that because with the egg,
yeah,
really
Lisa, I
want to emulsify that in there.
I'm with Errol on that one.
You really want to emulsify that straight in. Ugh. So it is pretty foamy, but we'll let that calm down a bit. We'll try it a little bit more.
My gosh. Yeah, Abra. I'm just livid. Hey, Adam. Oh, yes, we got these outfits from Adam. Hello. Good to see you. Yeah.
Yeah, you might recognize
do a whole
episode
of fraudulent cocktails. That's a great idea.
Hey, good idea. You know, this is what we do here. We put out an idea. Somebody says, you should try this. Yes, we should try that.
Speaking of episodes, I posted earlier, but if you didn't see it, if you have any questions for Glendora, you know, she's writing a self-help book, but post them. If you post them by Saturday at noon, she'll answer them on Sunday's video. So
she's here to help. Of course. Yeah, there you go.
I love the fraudulent cocktails idea. That's so funny.
I'm trying to think of that could go many ways. You know, cocktails which are really supposed to be great but are terrible. Cocktails which are terrible that we can improve.
Oh my gosh, look at the video quality. It's gotten so terrible.
Wow, yeah, maybe we can goose ourselves up. We're on automatic 240. No wonder.
Hold on.
Can you make us automatic 1080? Maybe we'll actually look like something. Why are we having trouble receiving this?
Oh, okay, it's fixed.
Thank you. Yeah, if it looks bad, as always, just go to the little cog at the bottom there and just hit it. But don't,
Hi, Aaron.
don't manage to turn on subtitles unless you want to be highly entertained by what the hell it translates.
So do you want to show some records before we move on?
Sure.
I have
Absolutely.
a part 2 to this one.
Yeah. This is actually pretty hearty because you've got like all that port and an egg. It's probably originally a hangover cure or something. I wouldn't use it for that purpose. It's not a bad sort of afternoon libation. So.
It's nothing like 4 ounces of booze for a hangover cure.
Yeah, well, that's most.
I know they call
cures.
it hair of the dog, but
well, you want to talk fraudulent.
Hi, Andrew.
A hangover cure in the form of a cocktail is fraud. No, you're not going to cure your hangover.
No.
You know, time, fluid, and a couple of extra strength Excedrin will do the job. You know, or your painkiller of choice. But that's basically, you got to get this stuff out of your system, and hydration is absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to use hydration formula or your Gatorades or whatnot, absolutely, nothing wrong with that. So shall we do some records?
Yep.
Let's see what we got.
All right. So maybe it's probably easier to pull them down.
Well, let's see. Let me see if I can grab. Starting off with our star performers over here. I probably need a tool. I happen to have a tool.
I was going to say.
I had a tool. What do I do with my tool?
Oh, Adam's going to Vegas next week. Fun.
See, there we go. Boom.
Yeah, cocktail therapy. I'm for cocktail therapy. I'm here for that.
Item number 1. Let's see if I can tilt this properly. First thing out of the gate, the Templars of Doom. That should be about the right angle. This is our local guys. They are right here from the Hudson Valley. This is primarily the Rose family, but also our buddy Marty.
Hi, Bill.
On the mandolin. And we've got our...
Oh, Bill says we've locked up.
Sound is fine. Oh, yeah, it is locking up. It's locking up on us.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, great. Marvelous, folks.
It's fine on here. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me see if how it's doing on YouTube.
So maybe it's the reception on Facebook that's giving us trouble.
Yeah, I think.
Rah. I'm going to have another sip in that case.
Facebook's against us.
Well, you got like some great stills of the Templars. This is the album Hovels of the Holy. I believe this date's from 2018. No, 19. There it says on the back of it. On the Fine Poe Records label.
Okay, maybe
they do some really classic Irish bits, and then some fantastic covers like Mama We're All Crazy Now. They are a real stomping punk rock Irish band. You'd love them a lot. We have featured their music on the show before, and we're about to do it again come St. Pat's.
Okay, Amy says it looks fine for her. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know.
It's fine on YouTube. It's fine on my phone. And live video. Okay, thank you, VP. Yeah, I don't know. It's locking up for us too, but on Facebook, just on Facebook. So
Facebook this is why we're on 2 platforms. You can always switch to the other. You know, Facebook does it again.
Oh no.
Anyway,
I don't know.
There's the Templars. That's our first thing of note there. Our second item, though, we might whip out here. The Irish Cabaret of Dublin, the original cast album of Jury's Irish Cabaret, featuring such luminaries as Hal Roach. You probably know Hal Roach if you've ever been done any Irish comedy shows. I think his big shtick was write it down. And we have an album somewhere where he's got this enormous pen. Write it down, you know. Fred O'Donovan, you cannot have a more Irish name than Fred O'Donovan, unless his name was Ian O'Donovan, I think. Mary Sheridan, Albert Healy, Michael O'Day,
Fred's not really
Teresa O'Dwyer,
I don't hear Fred and automatically think Irish.
Roy Galvin, the Young Dublin Singers, and the Carols, and they are just soccer to you. What a fine bed. You got like some.
Oh, okay, Lisa. Thank you. Yep. I don't know what it is. It keeps locking up for us. I would say, I don't know. Everyone always says this, and I don't know if it works, but I would say close out your other browsers if you have any open. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it's. If it's happening to other people, then clearly what we've got going on here is not affecting anything. It's just Facebook.
Facebook
does it again.
I'm gonna try something.
Anyway, so this was Jury's Irish Cabaret, recorded live at Jury's Hotel, Dublin, 1977. A classic in its own right.
Bear with me 1 minute.
We're hanging. Nothing is happening.
You keep showing records. We're still on. We're still
Just a moment before I show records. Awfully dry. Must do something about that.
No, that didn't help.
The coffee cocktail. You know, this actually kind of does look like like a latte.
I didn't know.
Fascinating.
I don't know what to say. I really don't.
I guess we
These
just
things
keep going.
stress me out so much.
I know, but you didn't do it, so there
No,
we
I
go.
know,
There we
but
go.
it's ugh.
No, I tell you. Let me try to extricate this one here. This is a classic one that's on a real Irish label. Allegro, A Nation Once Again. There we go. There's the gal with the flag. Irish rebel songs. The wild colonial boy. Sean South of Gary Owen. The Bard of Armagh. The Fenians of Carrickfinn. This is the real stuff. It's real serious. Pretty heavy duty record too, which is kind of fun. And it even says right on the cover, 14 and 11.
Hi, Jack.
That's 14 shillings 11p. Wow, how about that for like a vintage before decimalization?
Decimalization.
So that's a fun one. I remember seeing this years ago somewhere. I said, "Oh, that's coming out with me." That just says it all right there.
The only thing I can
Waving
think
the
of to
flag.
say is if it's driving you crazy on Facebook, we are also live on YouTube.
So you can find the Velveteen Launch Channel YouTube.
So, yeah,
Switch there. We just
because
took a look. That seems to be doing fine.
I tried restarting it on Facebook. It didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, Roach, a big nod for hell. Yep.
So anyway, to quote my favorite cousin. So anyway.
So anyway, this is the good.
Yeah.
Like, this is why we're on 2 platforms. And again, if you're okay with it, fine. It's more fun with the video.
Record Geeks Unite, Ron says.
Woohoo! Present listening, baby. That's it.
That's
Coming
right.
down. We're present listening to Irish Rebel songs. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, and the qualities. Wow, Facebook
yeah.
really hates us.
It really.
I think it's because we were talking trash about Facebook today.
Oh yeah, is that it? Do they spy on you? The microphone in
like
here.
Alexa.
The microphone is always live on this thing, so you better watch what you say. Is that it? Yeah. Stab my heart in that case, you guys. So I'm going to retrieve this next one. This is a fine.
Oh, okay.
Fine title.
Peter said, yeah, okay. Adam says it looks good. Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
I'm just going to trust.
I like it.
I'm just going to trust.
Could you retrieve that record, please?
Which one?
I'm about to tip over.
Come fill your glass.
Come fill your glass with us.
I like this one.
Another
this is fun.
fine volume here. This is actually on a U.S. folk label called Tradition. A lot of great stuff was issued on that label.
Tradition.
Interestingly, I don't know if they actually did any Jewish music, but so much for that,
Oh,
right?
they'll switch to YouTube.
Hey,
I think it's better that way.
If it works for you, it works for us. So this is a fine one featuring the Clancys and Tommy Makem. Their guitar and banjo accompaniment by Jack Keenan. And they get such great numbers as Whiskey, You're the Devil, The Moonshiner, Rosin the Bow. Now there's a real...
Rosin the Bow.
Rosin the Bow. There's a real invitation to dance right there. The Real Old Mountain Dew. Hey, these are songs about drinking. How about that? And that just says Irish songs of drinking and blackguarding. Now, how often do you use the term blackguarding? Maybe you should be using it more. Maybe you should actually be going out and blackguard, and then you can be blackguarding,
Lisa and Errol, that's how I feel about Alexa. We don't have Alexa, but I was like, what would people talk about Alexa spying on them? I'm like, what are they going to hear?
You always hear things like,
Get off the Mrs. Miller.
NIA is spying on my phone calls. What are they going to find out from my phone calls?
Adam's
Not a
asking,
lot.
did the Kingston Trio do an Irish album of any sort?
Not that I know of, but boy, they should
No.
have. I would suspect that among their many, and I mean something like 35 LPs released between like 57 and 69, the huge catalog on these guys. And in midstream, they switched labels. They went to Decca. So there's a ton of stuff on Capitol, a ton of stuff on Decca. They probably have an album worth of Irish stuff in there if you look. They have a fantastic Christmas record, which if you don't own, now you're going to go look for. But yeah, I would check that. I like those guys.
Peter says, any stiff little fingers?
We have some in the house, I believe.
We have a lot of things in the house.
We have
We
a lot
can't
of
lay our
things in
hands
the house.
on.
It's on 45. Do we have stiff little fingers, or am I thinking of 999? Gee,
I don't know.
I'm trying to remember my punk and post-punk singles. What do I have? I'll have to check it out. I will see it and I'll get you. I did see today we definitely have some X-Ray specs, 2 albums worth. We can certainly throw that out,
Why don't you continue the record tour while I make myself another drink?
Don't I do that? If you could.
It's been pointed out to me that I haven't had enough to drink.
Oh, a shame.
So-
Well, it's time to crack this bottle, I
All
think.
right.
Is that
I think
right?
so.
Is that right, New?
That's right.
So
All right.
I will.
All right. Do you want
swing
anything
around you.
else? The little Gaelic singers.
I'll take that little Gaelic
County
singer.
Derry.
There we go. There you go. In love again. Little Gaelic singers. Actually, let me see if I can read something about them from the back of this without reading the entire thing. So let's see. Oh, they're orphans. Oh my!
Oh,
maintained by the Sisters of Nazareth in order of the Roman Catholic Church.
On this record,
its upkeep is made possible by public donations from people of Derry. So there you go.
Doug says if it's not. Oh no! Oh no!
We're dead.
We're dead on Facebook.
Wow, you're having trouble playing this video. Why? Why?
Can anyone still see us on Facebook?
We can't see us on Facebook. I could check myself on
I
the
think
phone,
we're going to start over.
Perhaps we start that thing over.
Okay.
Is that it? All right. I'll put the record down.
All right. If you can hear me.
Anybody?
If you can hear me, we're starting over. Because we seem to be completely dead in the water on Facebook.
Which is a drag. Now, we seem to be fine.
Oh, wait, no. John says I see you on Facebook.
You do? Okay.
Okay, all right. I'm not going to start over if you're still seeing us.
Maybe we're not dead yet.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Dan says, okay, all right, okay.
So it's just
all right,
us.
I'm not going to end it. If you can
You know what we can do here? We can kill this and try it again.
Yeah, yep.
So clearly, our reception was terrible. Oh, there we are. Boom.
You have no idea how upset I am.
Disconcerting.
Okay, all right.
And our quality looks awful.
Just leave it. Just leave the quality awful. I don't care.
Like 720. There we
anyway,
go.
I don't need to see myself.
Wow. You know what's
I just don't want to start.
I want to see the comments, though.
Bang, bang, bang.
You know.
Hi, Rusty.
All right. Okay, so I can like stop having that coronary.
No,
and
I wasn't having a coronary. We would just have to start over.
I was having a coronary. Jeez, be still my heart with this
you
stuff.
steal my identity. Now my video doesn't work.
You screw up my video. What else? What else is going to happen? A rain of frogs? I tell you.
Don't say that. Nope. We'll get a rain of frogs.
I'll stop now, and I'll continue telling about the little Gaelic singers of County Derry. They formed this really nice V-shaped thing in the front of this, which is great.
Okay.
Despite the fact that that's like pretty clearly photoshopped, you know, or whatever they did back in 1956 or so.
Oh, Samantha, this is making my day so much better. Thank you.
I'm glad.
Amy, yes, deep breath.
I'm glad.
Deep breath, and also
breathe in for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. Breathe out for 4 seconds. Yeah. Hey, I did yoga today, so I actually feel pretty good. That was nice, and I will think of those techniques. So this is, they're in Derry, and they are singing all sorts of fine things, like the Bard of Armagh. I think the Clancy brothers sing that too. Yeah.
Oh my, okay.
Eileen O'Roon.
It just died again on our end.
The Palatine's daughter, and Hail Gloria St. Patrick. Yeah. Well, there we go. We're just gonna have to throw that on come St. Pat's Day.
Yeah, he says, I think we need a Rain of Frogs cocktail. Can do.
I think we can come up with that, but definitely.
Cats and dogs living together. Exactly.
It's a fun one, and they're all dressed in uniform. They're ready to sock it to you there.
Anyway.
James McCafferty, thank you for directing this fine group of orphans. If you could replace the little...
Doug is on both platforms. Okay, thank you, Doug.
Thank you. No frogs.
Okay. I will put back the little Gaelic singers.
If you're a fan of 40 and Times and Cheryl's Fort and all that, you may also be familiar with the reign of Blood and Meat. That's a fun thing. Not going to get into that right here. And I'm not going to beg that either.
I want to make my drink.
Make your drink. Shall you make your drink?
I shall bet. Okay, but should we also do the chieftains?
Sure. Pass me the chieftains. Right. I will vamp on the chieftains, and you can make a little something because...
And then I'll tell you what I made.
I will try to cast off the rain of blood and meat or frogs or whatever is raining from the sky.
Oh, we lost our thingy.
What do you need?
That.
That. There you go. And
it's a good thing we're married. Okay.
Oh, yes. We'll roll together.
So
we happen to have the Chieftains. This is called the Chieftains 3. So I guess this is their third album release. This was actually bought at Shannon Freeport, so this was clear at the airport, I think.
I just keep checking YouTube to see if we are actually still
live. It actually says $5.40 in dollars. And it says that on the back, too, so I guess that was actually translated for that. Don't know what that cost you in pounds.
Wait, where's this from?
This is definitely Irish. This is a label that is calling itself Cernini Clavaris, if I can actually... Clada. Clada Records, which actually is a pretty well-known Irish label. Pretty substantial press, which says this is circa 72, maybe earlier.
So I'm starting with 1 ounce of Reposado tequila.
Here we have the Chieftains. You've heard of the Chieftains. Michael, Sean, Patty, Martin, Sean,
Patty,
Patar, and Pat. and simply Pat on the lilter. We have Patar on
their names don't sound Irish enough.
Patar is on the Bodhrán and the bones. Sean and Sean are on tin whistle and fiddle. And we have another fiddle and the pipes and more tin whistles. There's a lot of tin whistle going on here. Fantastic.
So there was 1 ounce of reposado tequila.
March of the King of Laos.
Half ounce.
To Sligo.
Half ounce espresso liqueur.
It does not get... It cannot get any more Irish than what I'm holding right here. These guys are ready to rock your pub. But definitely fun. And hey, it only cost you like a whopping $5.40 back in the day, which actually was probably quite a bit of money compared to like contemporary
Wasn't
sources.
that great of a deal, was it?
I'm thinking to myself, like in contemporary bucks, that's probably about $20, you know?
All right, after this, I will be so ready to listen to some Camp Roosevelt.
Will be ready. So
I really hope
the
we're
Chieftains
still
will
live
go back,
for that because
back into their place of honor.
All right, so
what did you put in here now?
Okay, so far it's 1 ounce of tequila.
I'm going to take this down for you.
Half ounce of espresso liqueur.
Just a minute, I can't type here. Half ounce of the
espresso.
A
1/4 ounce of blackberry liqueur.
This is the variation which we made before.
Yes.
Okay.
Half ounce fresh lime juice.
Okay, half ounce lime.
And I'm going to top it with bubbles.
And you build in flute. You could also use a coupe if you prefer that sort of thing for your champagne style drinks. The volume is the same. Top with bubbly. Boom.
This is after the day I've had.
Bing.
Okay.
We were locked up again.
Try.
Here we go. We're still having trouble. I hope you folks are still seeing us. Oh, here's a
you've seen the Chieftains live.
Big thumbs for the Chieftains.
Okay.
All of these
Scroll
groups,
up. I think we missed some.
Yeah, I think all of these like well-known groups really kick it live.
Oh.
CD from Pub and Galway.
Oh my gosh. Yes, more cocktails are in order.
So this is Chieftains 3, as a matter of fact, Jennifer. I suspect that indeed follows Chieftains 2 and Chieftains 1, unless there were more matches up with that. I don't know. I can't tell you. Oh, and speaking of, I was mentioning a Christmas record earlier for the Kingston Trio, highly recommended. The Christmas record for the Clancy Brothers, I think that's from about 1969, is superlative. Absolutely great. So the Clancy, well, it's when you're done. The Clancys will wait.
I'll be done in
they're very polite fellows.
Here.
They're glad to wait on a sweet lass. So cats and dogs.
But they're gonna have to wait for me instead.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Sligo Pub. I love that. Fantastic.
Samantha switch. Yes.
Hey, you know, some people say.
Thank you for switching.
Some people say I'd rather fight than switch. I say go wherever you've got good video. That's why we're 2 places. Actually 3.
If we all I'm going to use a term that the kids use. If we all raid over to YouTube.
Boom.
I've been learning that from the Twitch DJs we watch. They raid over to another channel when they're done with their set.
For you folks of a certain age, that means that you tell the gang to go elsewhere, and they all show up. It's a raid!
All right. Okay. Oh, there it is.
I'm thinking this could withstand a small ice cube.
Very small, because I don't like to put ice in my champagne.
But I do like to keep it cold. Champagne should be very, very cold to start with, which this was. Oh, yes. And I will say that your champagne cocktails are typically refreshing, and this one does have a nice balanced flavor.
We need our Kappa bubbles that Amy gave us.
That Amy gave us. I'm really enjoying this little device.
It's really good.
This is really terrific. 2 pieces.
I meant this. Yep. That's good too.
This is also good. 2 little pieces. This little bracket here pops apart, and you know what to do.
We'll raid over to YouTube.
We'll put that a little lower.
I know. Hold on. Wait. Hold on.
Below the lip.
Oh.
Yep. There you have it.
I've been doing this wrong all along.
Oh, why?
Okay.
Hope it worked. Yep. And then you take the thing and screw it down.
Yep.
Holds the fizz.
Now it's
marvelous.
Screw cap wine.
No, it's screw cap wine. That sounds like a negative improvement. But really, no, it just keeps the bubbles in.
Okay.
No, it just keeps in the bubbles.
Wait, go back.
Yep,
there was a comment.
Where? I didn't miss anything.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, seriously.
Oh, yeah, Julie. Let me look at more
slang
words.
What is it?
Like, we're going to raid over.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Boom. Yeah.
Oh,
I recommend it for your bubbles if you don't have one already.
Give me the Chieftains. I'll put it back.
Yep.
And then I think it might be time for some Camp Roosevelt.
I think it might just be.
I don't even care if I get a copyright claim.
I wanted to check out this label to see if they're doing something fun on Irish here. And the best that they're doing is a lot of green. But they do actually have those.
It's not on green vinyl.
Those hands on the heart. Yeah, they didn't do green vinyl on this. How about that? I tell you, opportunity missed. Sorry, fellas. But this is like it's like pressed in Ireland. This is the real thing. This is like those obscure early U2 singles and things like that.
All right.
So.
Okay. Go.
So there is largely the tour of the Irish records, with the exception of we have Frank Patterson's Greatest Hits up there.
Grab it?
Oh, sure, why not?
Okay.
This is like
we're just delaying the inevitable, and by the inevitable, I mean I can't get it out now.
Playing for maybe Frank can stay.
All right, Frank will wait till.
Frank will wait.
Frank will wait till next. We got a couple of weeks till St.
You know Frank Patterson. There used to be commercials on TV for like his greatest hits on LP, cassette, and 8-track tape. So those sorts of things. But he's a classic too. Beautiful voice. Unfortunately, no longer with us. But definitely, here it is. You've heard of this record sometimes.
We have talked about this record so many times.
It has been spoken of on this broadcast.
Every time someone asks me, "What's your favorite record in your collection?" I always
inevitably go back
to this one,
to Camp R. And what was Camp Roosevelt anyway? Well, it was a weight-reducing camp in the Catskills. Actually, Monticello, New York, on Sackett Lake.
Camp Roosevelt, a haven of health and happiness.
You know what they're trying to say? Yeah, they're trying to disguise the fact that it's a fat camp. And I'm not.
No, they're not trying to disguise it.
No, they're whipping it out. I'm not shaming. This is just the way that this record is designed. And you're thinking to yourself, what does singing have to do with this whole business? Nothing whatsoever. They came up with a premium to sell the parents at the end of the year. And this is it. And you're thinking, well, these kids aren't at, it's not like...
They're not at music camp.
Not music camp. It's not theater camp. It's not Fiorillo LaGuardia Performing Arts High School Camp in the Catskills. No. This is not fame. This is kids who are there for a completely different purpose. And what singing talent do they have, Ms. Patterson?
Absolutely none.
And you're about to hear some. Perhaps you can, duke us with some of the fine selections and such things.
I think you should. You're better at setting the needle down on the right track than I am.
I can set the needle in the wax.
I'll give you.
You tell me
record.
What you would like to do.
Okay, I'm thinking.
Just give me the track number on which side. Make it a surprise.
So hard to choose.
Oh, I know.
All right. Track 2, side 1.
Track 2, side 1. No better place to be, I think.
Oh, there are probably better places to be.
Than right now. Folks, you're about to get it.
Oh, I hope you're still watching this, because...
If you're actually listening to the playlist that she dropped today, you want to mute that for a moment.
Okay. I think I got it back on Facebook.
Good.
Except I can't see any comments.
Oh, fully.
I'm telling you, they eavesdropped on this today when we were talking trash about them. Okay.
Yeah, and then they make our quality go to hell, and I guess we were right.
All right, so. tell me when you're ready.
A moment, let's make sure this is ready to go. You need a bit of volume. That should be good. And here we go.
All right.
Coming at you.
Turn it up.
You might recognize those chord changes. It's going to get really loud.
Ready? Oh, John, you haven't missed it yet.
Like
Late every time. The piano player is what's killing me. Working those Pete Townsend chord changes.
Really goes on, doesn't it?
They do the whole song.
But don't keep it going. Keep it. Don't.
I'm not doing it.
Okay. Spirit of the sky. Joe says, Spirit of the sky. Peter. We'll swap my Noy records for this. Okay. All right. Okay. So now there's more. There's more.
Oh wait, there's more.
All right.
I haven't done anything yet.
See what I mean? Like, I don't care how bad my day was. I just put this on. And... All right. Track 6 on side 2.
Side 2? Well, let's flip the record.
That would be the next to last track.
Okay. Only the final.
I just love picturing the recording session for this. Because I know, Jilly, too bad there's no video, right?
Oh.
Can you imagine what the bad takes were like, right? I hope it was raining on the day of the recording. Oh, God. I'm thinking about the recording session. I'm like, I feel like it was just in the gym or something.
Oh, yeah. It's got that live sound to it and the lively reverberation sound.
So too bad there's no video.
Just 2.
Who's on the keyboard? I don't even think it says.
Doesn't actually doesn't credit them. All right. But the keyboard is about to come back to you, folks.
Pinball Wizard was Errol's first career choice. Sadly, he liked the crazy flipper fingers.
Are you ready?
Yeah, somebody put this on vinyl. This was...
Are you ready, folks?
Okay, wait. Yeah. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
There we go.
When the moon is in the 7th house, and Jupiter aligns with Mars, then peace will guide the planets, and love will still start. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius.
I can't even.
The age of Aquarius.
Went for it.
Oh.
The luck of sustaining.
And this is apparently This is supposed to be the girls' camp, but those are boys. I'm sorry, those are boys.
This is supposed to be the girls' side. It's split between the boys' camp and the girls' camp. This is the gals? Okay, maybe it was mastered slow. Oh boy.
Oh, David. We do love ourselves some vinyl.
Oh, there's some things, you know.
Wow.
Wow, indeed.
Yeah, oh, whoa is right, Samantha.
Yeah, I think when Jupiter aligns with Mars, this camp gets burned to the ground. Something terrible happens.
Yes!
A little more on time. You know, they're not as off the beat. There's a certain lack of tonality, and they're doing the Fifth Dimension medley. So obviously this is just the hit. There we go.
Doug, now we have a new holy grail of records to find. You realize that, right?
We'll be looking that up.
What happened to Keith? The comments are the best.
Yeah, he heard this and he expired.
It's time to change.
Yeah, time to change the record.
It really goes on, doesn't it?
They're in the soul section now. Oh yeah. Somebody's got to get up there with that high part and start wailing it. Oh no, that's all I got. Sorry.
All right. Oh no, there's more, but I think we've. Oh jeez, what is this one?
This is like a long medley, which we don't need to
A long medley. I think we're good. Oh yeah, better than the Golden Throws. It's crazy. And did you bring down the other one?
I did not.
Why?
Well, because we were talking about Roosevelt. That's why.
Oh, okay. Because we have another one that's
a different camp.
Not quite. It's a different camp. Not quite as good as this one, but almost.
Let's just put it this way. I wouldn't call that other record of kids to have musical talent either. So it is what it is, folks.
It must have been good times. I know you're right, Lisa.
Oh, you know. Oh yeah, really.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, oh yeah.
Like that really heavy kind of conduction. I'm thinking what they needed was a band. They needed like this band with like this like hotshot kid on the drum set, really hammering it.
Well,
and then maybe they would have been somewhere within the vicinity of the beat. There's no credit on the record, and it's probably lost.
I love this record, and not just because I love laughing, but because it is that someone had the idea to do this. I love that,
and it is just so extraordinary.
And they're just like they go for it.
They're there. They
bless them. They go for it.
They do not have one iota of musical talent, and they're going for it anyway. They're just making it happen. So you know what? That's the thing. The kicker.
Oh, it's not there, Doug. Oh my gosh, you're right. If it does.
Yeah, I kind of think so. Is this thing up on Discogs? Ron, anybody? Can they check this? I'm really fascinated to see if the extra thing's made it because we're members and we're selling things there. We could place it on Discogs.
No, we're not selling that record.
I didn't say we were going to sell it on Discogs. I was going to say we could place it on Discogs.
Discogs sell that record over my dead body.
A library of information. Not everything is for sale. Bear this in mind. Maybe you'd have a new Holy Grail.
Fifth Dimension is a great group, David. Oh. You are correct about that.
Oh, killer. I think that they are just one of those things that you heard a lot when you were a kid that are still good. Some things got overplayed, not them.
He said, we'll have to list it on Discogs. I'm like, over my dead body.
No, I said list, not sell. Not list for sale, after all.
Add it to the database.
5D apparently was a bunch of studio musicians, a bunch of studio backup singers that was in the same family as the Friends of Distinction, another killer group who didn't have as many hits, but I think deserved more. Their two big ones are great. Pretty kicker. So that's they kind of split off, formed two groups, and had some hits. Back. The Langley Schools. The thing about the Langley Schools is it's kids with talent. And
as opposed to Camp Roosevelt.
And they've got this whole chorus that can do it, and then they've got this rock band with them that's also high school students, and they kill it. You heard the version of Fox on the Run? Wow.
Oh yeah, that's good. I have heard that. Yeah.
That's something else.
Imagine finding one of the singers. I know, right? And we're in the vicinity, which is why we found that at a thrift store around here. Mm-hmm. I don't even think I know Noy.
Krautrock rock. That's a different sort of beast.
Do I even know?
We could play some Noy up on Spotify anytime you want.
I don't know if I know.
Want to check out some Noy?
All right, but
more of a Can fan myself, but hey, if you're talking krautrock,
either
throwing down.
I would not trade the Camp album. You are right about that. I don't care how much I love them.
Not happening. You know something? I'm dry, and all this music talk has
$75 on Discogs.
I'm in.
I'm going to need more than $75 for that record.
I think we'll start with my coupe all ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
Rimmed in, ready to go.
It's kind of a messy rim, but...
Well, that if you put some of the sticky stuff on there to make it happen, and that's going to happen.
Yes, Betty, like Music Man.
Seriously.
Right.
Was it the Think method?
Yeah, the Think system.
The Think system works as well for Camp Roosevelt as it did for those kids in
and Music $75 on Discogs.
Gotta love it.
All right.
Got to love it.
Can ice this glass
Thumbs up
for a
the
second.
chickens, yes.
Yay! Big thumbs for these guys. I think they're great. The Clancy brothers and Tommy are fantastic. We have the whole Irish Cabaret in there with Hal Roach et al., the Little Gaelic Singers, and of course we have the Templars.
Ralph Lauren went to Camp Roosevelt.
What?
What?
No way. Well,
Oh.
it's the right area of the world, but definitely.
Multiple years of Camp Rose. Okay, well.
Oh, good grief.
I know what I want.
The things we've been missing.
I know what I want for Christmas.
You always suspected, this is from 1975, you always suspected there was a 76.
I did,
77,
yeah.
You know, but we just hadn't run into it yet. But it's like, it's like the high school that was doing this. They just did them year after year. There's all these cassettes out there. Big fun. Let's find a cocktail shaker.
Wherever will you find a cocktail shaker?
Well, you know what? I don't think I need a cocktail shaker.
This is more of a building glass. That's why I'm getting it cold.
So all right. Hold on.
I'm going to take a look what's behind me and find something good out of this. And I think I'm going to start with the Jameson Cold Brew.
I was going to say, I think I brought over a bunch of good things.
You certainly did. Always good to start with a whole bunch of good things.
All right.
Making it happen.
So, you write this down.
Give us... Okay, so 1 ounce of Jameson Cold Brew.
Okay.
There we go. I'm going to leave 1 cube just to get things cold in there because this is not cold. The bubbles are cold. I'm going to put in... This is lemon juice.
Oh my gosh. Texas camp opened in 1945. There might be 78.
Good grief! Yeah, there might be. Somebody had the bright idea back then.
Oh my gosh.
That's what you'd have to do. You're going to come up with a record to sell to parents. That's a 2-sided record on shellac. Big fun. Big fun. Well, I guess kids have had weight problems forever, and you got to do something about it. And up there in the Catskills, they can take care of such things. I'm going to add a little bit of the St. Elder.
Okay, so far it's just the Jameson, or do you have anything else?
Yeah, about 1/3 of an ounce of lemon juice.
Okay.
I'm going to go for 1/3 of an ounce of this St. Elder blood orange as well.
Okay. Not limon.
Limon? Limon? No, that's a car race. We saw that movie.
How much blood orange?
1/3.
But also 1/3 of lemon juice?
Lemon, correct.
Okay.
And then I'm going to give this a swirl. As is.
Aziz.
It's a pretty nice sour with a little bit of coffee flavor. But I'm going to top with bubbles so that it takes on the next dimension.
That would be better.
We're going to go past the 3rd dimension and completely bypass the 4th dimension into the 5th dimension of cocktails. There was a 5th dimension beyond that, which is known to man. That's Camp Roosevelt.
5D, baby.
I love that record so much.
And shall we sample?
I don't know if Ron's still here, but I was thinking about Mrs. Miller, and I'm like, it's definitely... They're like Mrs. Miller's untalented grandkids.
Yeah, seriously. She had her own certain tendency to be somewhere around the beat.
Big fun. Oh my gosh.
But clearly she was actually a trained singer. So
imagine he's singing Boogie Woogie Boogie. Oh God.
Oh boy. I'm imagining
Big fun, yes.
Trying to understand syncopation. You got to be, okay, so your kids had a lot of trouble being on the beat. Now you have to be off the beat. And you have to make sure you're always off the beat. That would be fun.
I think if you told them to be off the beat, they would probably be on the beat the whole time.
You would always lose.
Yep.
So that's Adventures in Thrift Store Records. There's all sorts of fun stuff out there. We have certain correspondents out there, like Jeff Chenault from Columbus.
Chenault.
Chenault. I just said it the way I thought it was pronounced.
Chenault.
And he has, of course, an insane record collection, only bested by Ron's collection. Yuck, yuck, yuck. But he, of course, specializes in restaurant records. And frankly, there's a little similarity there with these things. That is specialty pressed. You can only buy it at the venue. And that's where the similarity ends. These restaurant bands were actually trained musicians who were playing well.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the big difference. And usually they're playing standards. So and fun medleys and stuff like that. And the only possible variation I can think of which really makes that into a different dimension is the cruise ship records, which we specialize in.
Oh, we should do some cruise ship records.
Cruise ship records.
We should have brought those down when we did the Love Boat cocktails.
I know.
It's never too late. We could do a different cruise.
You can always do Love Boat version 2. But
Or
cruise
we
ship records were like, yeah, that band who was on the boat, there's the record, buy it, boom.
The Titanic anniversary is coming up.
Mm-hmm. This is very true.
And
in
it
no
would be
time
in
at all.
very poor taste, but...
It would be in hideous taste to actually do a
I'm in a bad
commemorative
mood.
thing.
I could do a bad taste.
A commemorative show with cocktails and with cruise ship records. So therefore, we must do it.
Or we could just do... Okay, I came to peace a long time ago with the fact that I'm deep down a really terrible person, but we could just do like different cocktails for different seafaring disasters.
I think an Andrea Doria cocktail is
I was thinking the Andrea Doria.
in the
Lusitania.
the wrapping. Yeah.
Sunk like a stone in no time flat.
Well, it was hit with 2 torpedoes. Of course it did.
Oh, cruise ship records. That's exactly what they are. They are records that
Sold on a cruise ship.
sold on cruise ships.
Yep.
Of that cruise ship's
You were
band.
there, and in the ballroom, they were playing all these foxtrots. You were dancing with your honey, and then the band's like, "By the way, folks, we have a record for sale here." Well, you know, we found a bunch of these over the years. Some of them were just on real labels. It was like issued on RCA. Wow. Mostly, it's no-name labels, and they are invariably signed by the band. That kind of record.
Signed by the band.
You find a lot of polka records that look like that because polka is like that. The band will just tour all over, and people see them, and they buy the record right there.
David is asking, do you have a favorite cocktail punch bowl drink?
Punch bowl drink. I would say there's a couple of interesting things we've seen along the way that are fun.
Elevator music. Thumbs up for
doing.
elevator music.
Oh.
We love elevator
Oh, please,
music.
seriously.
Oh.
As far as bowl drinks go, there are some things we made over the years which are a lot of fun. There was, of course, what was that knockout punch that was in that little book?
Oh, Tahiti punch.
Tahiti punch.
You want me to grab it?
Sure. You know where it is.
Okay, I do.
You want to just rest that here? We'll take care of it, of course. I
want to finish
a tiny little volume of drinks that we found that I think was published in Larchmont.
Mount Vernon,
Mount
New York.
Vernon. There we go. Hey, John, you still here? Mount Vernon Publications.
No, it's Peter Popper Press.
And this little thing just has a bunch of little innocuous drinks, and then they have this thing for a punch where if you actually make this and you serve your guests in anything outside of a thimble-sized thing, they'll be on the floor. It's actually pretty high octane. It's a great punch. It's tasty. It's deceptive, is what it is. So that's one possibility. I'm rather fond of Fish House Punch. That's something that will take you back to the Revolution. You know that what I'm talking about. That far. And that's one of those things that if you look at a classic formula is going to call for like 5 bottles of rum, 4 bottles of brandy, a large cake of ice, 40 lemons with peel, that kind of thing. And you basically make this thing in a boat. And it's just an enormous thing. And then you add about 50 bottles of bubbles. Start up, there's your punch.
I'm trying to decide.
Tasty little thing. I don't think that Fish House actually has bubbles, but it does have peach brandy. And it's actually a tasty little thing. So that's a fun thing. There's something called artillery punch, which if you think it socks it to you, well, yeah, it kind of does. So that's worth looking up to. And otherwise, we've made all sorts of bold drinks over the years, here and there. I'm actually, if I had to say, grab one and just make sure you make that at every party. A scorpion is always a fun thing, scorpion bowl. And if you have bowls for 4 people, when we can do that sort of thing again, yeah, definitely recommend that. There's a lot of great drinks from Don and from Vic that will take you there, certainly. And then there's a lot of contemporary bowls that are worth it. Contemporary bowls. A contemporary, large format drink, Blood of the Kaputiki, is a communal type of drink. And that is really in the zombie family when you look at the ingredients, and is very tasty. So that's worth your time. Bowl drinks. Firehouse Punch. Fish House Punch is what I'm talking about. Oh, Pequod Punch for 40. Oh, yeah, you brought the fun on that. Yeah, do you want to, drop that formula here? And if you don't want to, do you want to drop it to a personal message? Because that sounds like a lot of fun. Oh, David owns hundreds of cruise ship records. They're out there, aren't they? You start looking for these in your usual thrift locations or at the back of the the rock record store where it's all like dollar records, and you'll find all these things that they think are junk, and it's like, really? That's a cruise ship record. That's kind of fun, you know? Find a lot of great stuff there.
It's definitely in this book. I'm just trying to find it.
Take your time. Estate sales, thrift stores, things like that. You know, it's always fun.
It's a punch.
Pardon me.
Hmm?
Just checking various places here. So, like, got that going on. This is the most active.
Okay.
And Doug says, punch bowls, the before time. Yeah. Certain things are difficult to do at the present time, which will not be difficult to do forever, because things are actually being attended to at last, which is refreshing.
I found it.
Very good. But certainly, if you're among family and you all understand everything and you all live together, then you can do bowl drinks. So
it's from this innocuous-looking little book.
Cute little book called
The Merry Christmas Drink
Merry
Book.
Christmas, and it's
from
full of
Peter Popper Press.
It's full of like little elves
Mount
and
Vernon, New
Santa
York.
and cherubim. And here we go.
And it's
with
called Tahiti Punch.
Mhm.
Although we dubbed it Knockout Punch after that party because
Wow.
I was passed out. We have at least a couple of friends who were also passed out at this party. Okay, here's
Big
the
one.
recipe.
So
1 pint orange juice. So far, so good. 8 ounces lemon juice. All right.
yeah, pint lemon to your pint of orange. That's reasonable.
3 ounces banana cordial. All right, that's not much. 1/4 cup brown sugar. No worries. 8 ounces Jamaica rum. Still, there's a lot more non-alcoholic stuff than
Cup of
alcohol.
rum, though. Yep.
1 bottle light rum.
Okay, that's a $7.50.
And 1.5 bottles white wine.
You know, it sounds really tasty, and I think if you
It
make
was
that
really
up,
tasty, which is why people were passing out.
and if you serve it in really small
Yeah, a
containers,
successful
and
party,
people serve
exactly.
from all, then you know it's really quite nice. I like the balance that they achieve there, and that's not uncommon with one of these things either. Is to have a still wine as a base on these things. It's a good idea.
Yeah. It sounds so innocent until you get to the 1 bottle of rum, 1.5 bottles of wine. It's like, yeah.
Boing.
It brought the fun. I love it.
Yep.
Wow, you own hundreds of cruise ship records? I
was
love that.
Just remarking on that, you know.
Oh my gosh.
Somebody else who has actually like clued in to all the wealth that you can find when you look carefully.
Right? I need something else.
Okay.
I need another champagne drink.
Okay. Champagne flute coming your way if you can grab it.
I went out and bought the Champers. Let's use it.
Let's use a set of champers.
All right. Did you check YouTube? Passed out. Yeah, oh God.
Yeah.
It was nuts. I only passed out for a few minutes, but still, I went in the bedroom and closed the door and took a little siesta and came back and enjoyed the rest of the party. But my friend Zach, I'm sorry if you're watching, Zach, but yeah, he sort of was in the same boat as me.
Yeah. So
It was fun. Okay, I'm thinking.
all I have to say to that is champagne drinks are still a fine idea.
Yes.
I'm enjoying this very much. I think the
Thinking.
coffee rim is definitely helping this out. Good
You
one,
know what we
thanks.
didn't do anything with?
Yes.
The walnut liqueur.
Well,
that we
John's
started
still here.
making last week. John, are you still? Yep.
We
okay.
finished
Yeah,
making
John
it.
is still here.
It's ready to go.
It's
Is
in
it
the
behind me?
fridge.
Oh, it's in the
It's in
fridge.
the
Here we go.
fridge. So, okay, if you were listening last week when we made the walnut liqueur, I only ended up using a third of the amount of sugar that it called for, and it's plenty sweet.
It's very sweet. It's also kind of separating in here, and I think I'd like to stir this up a bit.
Shake it up.
Shake it up. Because the color should be more like a latte. That's kind of what it is.
That's the color it was when it was finished.
You basically make walnut milk, and then you go from there, and you sweeten it up, and you booze it up. So here you have your famous walnut
Thank
liqueur.
you, but it's really good. It's delicious.
Oh, it's really
I just
nice.
you could really literally use a third the amount of sugar it calls for, and it's good.
Here's the thing about recipes and formulas and all of these things. I'll get that for you.
Thank you.
Is that it calls for this, that, and the other. After you've been doing this for a while, you start to recognize, gee, that sounds like too little, or gee, that sounds like too much. Hey, adjust accordingly. Adjust to taste.
So 1 ounce of bourbon. Bergen, as they say
Bergen.
in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf.
I make a big fun out of the Bergen.
Bergen. Okay.
Anyone who's making Bergen.
You can buy, if you don't want to make walnut liqueur, you can buy it. Absolutely available. Or if you can't find it locally, you could use Frangelico. That's hazelnut, but
Hazelnut.
who cares?
Different nut liqueur, but would work okay for the purpose.
Let's do a 1/2 ounce of the walnut.
But we have had a walnut liqueur, which was very good. So you can seek that
Yeah,
out.
no cello. That was really good. If you can find that, it is good. And running out of space back here.
I know. So the bourbon, the walnut liqueur, and
I'm going to do some lemon juice.
Mhm.
1/2 ounce fresh lemon juice. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do just a tiny bit of the espresso liqueur. Just a 1/4 ounce. Say 1/4 ounce of the espresso.
quarter ounce going your way.
Yep. What the heck?
Okay, so this is a
Okay.
build-in flute. You can
Yep.
clearly build in a coupe if you would like.
Absolutely.
Your champagne flute of choice. There are all sorts of options out there. A flute, of course, is designed to keep the bubbles bubbly.
Okay, before
And that's
I
a good
put
idea.
the bubbles in,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to add a twist of lemon.
Excellent idea, too.
I curled these lemon twists.
Let's use them.
The heck. And then fill with your champagne. Yep. Didn't overflow.
Hey, good.
I feel like high-fiving myself.
Mhm.
All right.
We'll give that a try in a mere moments.
Oh, that's really good.
Ah!
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You're probably right that it
David.
wouldn't last for a party, but definitely. You will get some discussion about said Buffett, but he is great party music, no question. If you're having a tiki party, people will have a fit, but he fits in. Roasted chestnut. Oh, that's
Ooh.
fun.
What brand is that, Lisa? That sounds
Yeah.
delicious. Macadamia is good. Yes, we used to have that.
The Trader Vic's, excellent.
We used to have that. I don't know if we can find that around here, but that's okay. We started ordering.
Walnut infused coffee. And you find hazelnut coffee usually, frequently, most places. But I have not seen a walnut coffee. There should be. That's
I'm
an
sure
obvious.
I'm sure if you went to like
It's an
Puerto
obvious.
Rico coffee roasters in New York
Probably have a
City,
walnut.
they might have walnut. I don't know, but
Definitely. But go. Okay. Well, perhaps it's time to mix something up myself.
I think
Mhm.
so. Wild
Let's think of
turkey, yes. You know, I started buying wild turkey at Thanksgiving, so I'm like, well,
Mm.
turkey, hello.
Turkey, you know.
But, you know, for the
makes
price,
sense.
it's really not bad.
It's
It
a
gets the job done.
Completely, it's a very nice bourbon. Certainly for the pricing. You get
the
that in a
job
nice
done.
175, it'll last a while. So I think that I would actually like to try. I just saw this in there, so I want to actually
In
work
where?
with this in the refrigerator. So I'm going to start with that walnut liqueur.
Okay, what are
Yep.
you making?
And let me find the correct size, unless we used it already and it went away. What happened to the
Yeah, the
one-half-
macadamia is
one-half
really
one?
good. The Trader Vic's macadamia. What are you looking for?
the measure, the 1/2 one. That's the one and a half.
Wait,
We have one that's really small.
did it?
He was up here before.
I think maybe it ended up in the sink.
I want it.
I don't know. Hi, Ed. That's okay. You're fine, Ed. You're not late at all. Good to see you. We've lost an appliance, I fear, but here, use this.
I guess I could do that. I just want a 1/2 ounce exactly
Okay, wait.
of this guy.
Half
And I
ounce
think that
of...
I'll shake and strain this one.
Okay.
As a matter of fact.
So...
Oh no, I don't need to do that because it's going to be a pour over. Okay. Yep.
So what do you... Okay, so a half ounce walnut liqueur.
Ice cube. There we go.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
Yes, absolutely.
Just a little bit of walnut liqueur on the rocks.
I'm going to go again with the Jameson Cold Brew.
I hope you can still buy that.
Yeah, here we are advertising it. Jeez. And I can do certainly 1.5 on that.
Ooh, okay. Look at you.
No, 1 ounce on the Jameson.
I was
Yeah.
impressed that you were doing 1.5.
Well, I'm doing this for flavor as much as octane. I do want a good base on that. I think this will be fine. And we'll see where this goes if I'd like to tart that up a little bit. But we happen to have
Oh, yeah.
the Manhattan
Plus
Special
today.
Coffee Soda. This is a classic dating back to the 20s. It's a very New York brand. I think it's made in Brooklyn. Let me see if I can even pop that. And top that with the Manhattan Special. If you like coffee, this has a really intense coffee flavor. And it's a nice topper for the purpose. It's very sweet. It would be really great if you added some milk to it. You basically got a coffee milk.
That would, yes, that would be good. I'm just wondering if you might want to add a little lemon or lime juice to that.
How about a lemon peel? I think
All right.
that absolutely belongs in there. I'm going to express a little oil on the top of my drink. And we'll see if this wants some lemon juice too. Yep. Yep, it does.
Okay. He didn't even have me taste it.
Mhm.
Yep, wants lemon. Okay, how much lemon?
We'll go with ½ ounce. And I'll give that a stir. Yeah, that definitely wants to happen when it's just like that sweet. And that coffee soda is quite sweet. It's designed that way. It's ready to go that way. I could do something to stir with. Oh, there we go. Perfect.
Now you messed up my beautiful...
I'm sorry to say. Jeez, I would have had you get it in that case.
I'm kidding. I gotta bust
Try it
on
again.
them a little bit.
Bang, much improved.
Okay.
Try that out. And I think like a slice of lemon peel in a coffee drink is not unheard of. That's frequently done.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
John, we love it.
I would say like we tried the recipe. I think that as written, you could make some changes, but they make a lot of sense. The way it's infused and the way it's sweetened
Oh, this
up.
is good.
Yep.
Yeah, and without the lemon, it would have been horrible.
Very sweet. If you like them very sweet and you do not like tart, then leave out the lemon. But I say put it in, and a bit of lemon peel is actually an excellent idea.
And horrible. Okay.
That's quite nice. And if you took the lemon out and put in instead like maybe a ½ ounce of heavy cream or something to make it more of a coffee milk flavor,
That would be okay.
That could work too. That's for dessert. And
Except would
at
you
that time of year, you would do it.
shake the soda? You wouldn't shake the soda.
No.
Yeah.
I ended up not shaking this at all. I just combined in glass.
You know what? You could do it like an egg cream.
You could do that, as a matter of fact.
That would be
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
kind of. You know what? An egg cream with citrus, because otherwise it would be way too sweet.
Boozy egg cream.
Yep.
Classic. Well, we've had good luck with the walnut liqueur, as a matter of fact.
I like a boozy egg cream.
We haven't actually had a commercial bottle of it for a while. It was fun to make it. And I think you could double the formula and make a little larger quantity because at the end of the day, it was probably about a third of a bottle that it ended up being.
If we had used the amount of sugar it called for, it would have been more.
And awfully sweet. And I don't think there's any particular reason to be that kind of sweet. You just need a liqueur to be enough, and you can balance it out with the citrus.
I like to add a small amount of sugar and then taste it.
Yeah.
And it didn't need any more.
Didn't need it.
But tell me about the nuts.
The great thing about this is that...
Well, one of the great things about
one of the great things about this is, when you make certain liqueurs, like you made strawberry liqueur, and you make banana liqueur, and you infuse, you get a big mason jar, you infuse the bananas, you slice them up, put them in, you take the strawberries, you slice them up and put them in, You either have like a bottle of strawberries, a bottle of bananas, you put in your liquor, you let it sit and infuses the flavor out of it. You remove the dregs of the fruit and whatnot, and then you sweeten it up and you've got a liqueur. And the fact is, sometimes what you're left with is kind of interesting. When you do the strawberries, as I recall, it looked like
so gross.
Dead strawberries, and there was nothing left.
The strawberries had all turned gray.
They looked horrible. There was no strawberry flavor.
Paul's like, oh, maybe we could do something with the spent strawberries afterward. I'm like,
no.
Nope. They just look like something dredged from the Gowanus Canal.
Really, not good.
Really bad.
Not good. So at that point in time, it's like compost. Make more
Yes.
soil. And the same was true of the bananas. The bananas looked hideous when they were infusing. Absolutely horrible. And at the end of it, there was nothing left over. It all went into the liqueur. But we still have some of that liqueur. It's about probably 70 proof, so it's really holding up, and the banana flavor is really superb. So you can do that sort of thing. But with the walnuts, it didn't soak out, it didn't leach out all of that walnutty flavor. So the remaining pulverized walnuts actually still have a lot of oomph, and I've been throwing them on the oatmeal. Tastes great. Adds a little nuttiness. Kind of fun. Slightly boozy, I guess.
I was going to say, it's a boozy start to your day.
I work from the home office, so.
Do we need to play any more?
Absolutely.
Roosevelt?
Well, that's up to you. If you have any other fine selections, the people here are primed for such things.
I think we heard the two best ones.
I think we did too. John is correct. 1 in a 4 or 5 is pretty good. I would say a half ounce to maybe 2 ounces of base liquor.
Oh,
liquor,
Amy,
not liquor.
I'm so glad you liked it.
Oh, very good.
You eat the banana. Yay.
So you're familiar with how horrible that looks, but the results are so good.
Yes.
And I tell you, most commercial banana liqueur is pretty fakey tasting, you know?
It was just so funny when he was like, oh, maybe we could save the strawberries after and use them for blah, blah, blah. I think it was like, I don't know, some dessert or something. And they were just straight up gray.
Oh, they just looked
so bad.
They were bad. They were gone. Completely done. But true, yeah, if you have like that as just one, like maybe half ounce, 2 ounces of base, half ounce of citrus, something else to balance it out, that would work for sure.
John says, did you see that the boat they used to store the gunk they dredged from the Gowanus Canal sank back into the canal? No.
So it's just returning back to the source, eh?
Oh, no.
I really don't want to know about the gunk that they dredged. You know, that probably contains a few bodies. I'm just saying. That was the kind of place.
A few?
Yeah, all of them. The Gowanus was the place to disappear a body.
Just remember when you used to have to cross the Gowanus Canal to get to my apartment.
Yeah.
Because we lived on different sides of the Gowanus Canal.
Different side of the tracks.
Back when the Gowanus Canal was really scary, and now it's like the Venice of New York or something, and people are, well, before COVID, people were opening bars and restaurants on the canal. And it's the
Pizzerias.
Venice of New York. I'm like,
Serving a little Neapolitan
really?
pizza on the canal.
Really? The Gowanus Canal?
It doesn't quite have the same charm of, say, the canals of Venice. I understand that
Or the Newtown Creek.
the canals of Venice themselves are horribly polluted.
Yes, I like mine. The twist. Exactly.
That's absolutely true, but they do have more romance going on. This is true.
I gotta share that. Hold on.
Please, if you can find. Only the finest there. But yeah, I remember that. I used to ride over on the bike, and it was good to have some speed because you didn't want to linger too long. There's a certain amount of hydrogen cyanide off-gassing from the whole works there.
It was
hydrogen cyanide, hydrogen sulfide. You know, take your pick of all of the, fine chemically smelling combinations. Not to mention the fact that there were like dozens of garages operating in the vicinity, and I think they were dumping all the waste oil into the canal. Oh, really, really hideous stuff. Urban wasteland. Big fun and big fun stories of old New York, shall we say. I'm actually drinking a very old New York style soda here as part of my cocktail. And actually it's quite nice. So, although I think I'll switch to bubbly drinks after this.
I recommend it. I can't find it. I wanted to share the Swill commercial from Saturday Night
Oh,
Live.
the Swill. That's the classic from
drink
back in the
Swill.
day.
I like mine with a twist.
I keep it simple and I keep it domestic. You know?
Ooh! Oh no, Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, she says actually been to Venice, actually saw toilet paper on walkway. Oh no. Oh,
Yeah, you know,
gosh.
Venice, like, famously just kind of dumped
Oh.
everything into the canal, so the canal works. And you're imagining that, like, that's why they were so polluted.
The
Duh.
Riviera of
You know?
Brooklyn. Oh my gosh. Okay, wait, hold on. We want to make West Indian plantation punch. Don the Beachcomber calls for bottled cherries. Oh. Yeah, no,
Alright.
it wouldn't be.
Well, are we talking about the actual infused cherries? Because you've got a couple of good choices these days, and you have more than you used to
That's the
that
thing,
are worth
like-
your time. There's actually a lot. There's two ways I could recommend this. If you're looking
I
for
have an idea too.
good cherries, probably three ways I can recommend this. If you're looking for good cherries and you're like, I just got to get a bottle off the shelf, check out, if you want to go to a store, like put your mask on and check out like Home Goods, because they tend to have a lot of these like remaindered products, and they'll have some really good cherries. Check the ingredients, see if it's just like cherries booze or just cherry sugar. And sometimes you'll find some pretty good brands that are not just full of junk and don't look terrible. The second possibility is you actually get yourself a bottle of, say, the Luxardo cherries, which are excellent. Or
No,
you can also check out Trader Joe is selling like a cocktail cherry,
But I think that might.
which looks actually very good for that purpose. Well, what's the point though? Are you supposed to use the cherries or the juice that's in them, or are you supposed to use liqueur? Because if you're looking for a cherry liqueur, then maraschino obviously is available, and it has nothing to do with maraschino cherries.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think. I'm thinking of this. It calls for bottled cherries. Don't hold me to this, but I'm thinking maybe canned cherries. Maybe what you're looking for. You can buy like canned tart cherries and that sort of thing.
Which book is this in, by the way?
I know if it's in, yeah, go grab it.
I'm going to grab the book. I'll
Yeah,
take a look.
if it's in
Maybe
the
I can
same
decipher
book we
this.
have, I think we could possibly decode this together. But I think that bottled cherries back there, yeah, it just says bottled cherries. Something that says for a couple of months with vanilla beans, prunes, raisins, and Myers. Might have to make that. Yeah, I feel like bourbon soaked cherries. I don't know that. I mean, I'm sure that would be good. I think that's maybe not what they meant. And I just think that that might have been something that was sold that you can't get now. But there's some middle ground between the maraschino cherries that are soaked in red food color and high fructose corn syrup and the Luxardo cherries, which are great, but not what they were thinking.
West Indian Plantation. Let's take a look at this.
Did you find it?
No, I didn't even start looking for it. Did I find it? I didn't know what it was. Look it up here.
There might be an index.
It was right here.
We're going to decode this.
Wait a minute. It was there.
Oh, the book is Beachcomber's Little Hawaiian Tropic Drink Book. Okay.
Here it is. West Indian Plantation Potion it's called here. This is the Hawaii Tropical Rum Drinks and Cuisine. Don the Beachcomber
I'm not
was
sure it'll be
published
the
by
same.
his wife.
But what
And
does it call for?
The simple fact is that Don screwed with his formulas all the time. So you'll find one in one book that's different in another book. He changed it up.
Which is why I'm thinking it might be different.
It does call for a half cup of bottled cherries. Let's see if they say anything about this. This takes 6 months. What is this? This is crazy.
Okay.
Okay, well, here's the deal. You start with a bottle of Myers, okay? I assume that he's talking about a $7.50 worth, what used to be called a fifth. You pour that into a large bottle. You soak the half cup of golden raisins, half cup of prunes. Seriously.
This is like the cakes that they make
half cup
in
of
the Indies.
bottled cherries and 4 vanilla beans in hot water for 2 hours. Open the beans, add all to the rum, and let stand well kept for 2 months. You got to start making this 2 months ago.
Okay.
This
I'm
is
going
crazy.
to say...
Strain through cheesecloths into the original rum bottle. Add 6 strips of orange peel. Remove after 2 days. Make 3/4 cups strong instant coffee. This is one of these damn recipes.
I'm going to
that goes on
say...
forever.
All right. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say canned cherries.
You could use that, or you could actually, like, you can infuse your cherries yourself. It's just...
Well, if you can get fresh cherries, God
Yeah.
bless. I think that
But
would be the best.
He's
But
just talking about adding some
Yeah.
fruits to the mix. He's making an infused thing that kind of
Yeah.
sounds an awful lot like black cake, to tell me the truth.
That's what I was thinking, black cake.
Yeah.
I was like, that cake they make.
Something
yeah,
you infuse
yeah,
in
yeah.
151
Yep.
for 12 months before you make it, that kind of thing.
Yeah. I think that probably you could just use canned cherries or
So
fresh.
you make this whole infusion that you infuse for months and months on end.
Aw.
You take a champagne flute, fill half of it with rum mixture, then you add very good cold champagne to top, stir, and as he says, close eyes and sip slowly. Continue until desired condition is apparent. That's a very Don Beach thing. to
Lisa
say.
is asking if there's a way to go through Amazon and support us. Thank you for asking.
As a matter of
That's
fact,
so sweet.
there
All
might
right.
be.
I gotta find it.
We happen to have one of those Amazon stores, like
We
an
do.
affiliate store. We have stocked it with a lot of fun.
All right, I'm gonna drop the
Literature.
link on you.
Some
Here it is.
cocktail paraphernalia, including some bitters,
No wait. Oh shoot.
mixers types things, some cocktail equipment.
Mm.
So if you're interested in the types of things that we use, and cocktail monkeys and things like that, I think it's all in there. Umbrellas.
Cocktail monkeys are not in the store.
We have no monkeys.
No.
Maybe they should be.
Sorry.
I'm just saying.
I no.
No.
All I could think of is pray for Mojo. Oh, okay. We barrel age things for months, says Jen. So a couple of months is nothing. I love
Okay.
that.
Hey, if you're game, then go to town. Follow the instructions. I would say just use the cherries in the can.
Yeah, Jen says my walnut liqueur was easier.
Yeah.
Sounds like a German cake. Yep.
Yeah, it kind of does. I tell you, the walnut liqueur was like falernum. Falernum sounds like it takes forever, but it literally takes 24 hours. You just infuse the flavors off, strain all the gunk off of there, and you put the sweetener in, ready to go. That's
Okay,
what they're
so
gonna tell
I'm going to drop the link. If you would
Hmm.
like to support us, which we really, really appreciate,
you. We do.
I'm going to drop the link to our store. You don't have to buy anything in our store, but if you enter Amazon through our store, we still get a cut.
Start with our store and keep going and check out, and then it will be recognized that you started with
Dropping
us.
it on YouTube too. And I know that I have not added anything to that store in a really long time.
Maybe we'll just examine it and go from there.
I've been really busy.
You have been doing a comedy class. You have actually...
I've been doing actor stuff.
Actor stuff. You
Actor
actually...
stuff.
We recorded a song. Oh, what do you know? Glennie had a song in her. We recorded that. That's up there on the YouTube. Have you not heard that? Let us know. We'll drop the
I
link.
did actor stuff,
Mhm.
but you know what? No, I'm not going to do it.
No.
I was about to share a link to my new website, but
Why not?
no,
It's
Yeah.
new.
meh. All right. Twist my arm.
There we go.
Share a link to my new actor website.
There is a site that she
I've
put
had a
together
couple of drinks.
her.
Why not?
Her actual acting ability. And she put it all together herself. I didn't do
I
anything.
did, damn it.
I don't know how to design
I did,
websites.
damn it. I did do it all myself. Oh, BP, thank you. Loves all the Halloween stuff.
Oh, big fun.
Love that. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Sharing my website just so you can see what I've been up to.
We
but-
try to put a lot of fun things in there. Because and the question of that, the description on that is that this is curated. We actually bothered to put together a bunch of stuff. You could search on this for hours and find it yourself, or you can take a look at our list.
The heck? Drop it.
So there is the Amazon affiliate page.
And
if
thank
would
you,
like.
Lisa, for thinking of that.
Please, we appreciate
that.
I don't think about the affiliate site too much because I don't know, what's what. But
because I don't know what's what.
Simple fact is we have
what did
this
you make
page
it for
on things.
yourself?
This was just sort of a 75.
What did you use?
All right then. Well,
I gotta share it with our patrons tomorrow.
please, we made it. I'm drinking it. It's very good.
Okay.
I appreciate it. So, if you would, I will dictate. Those of you who are listening right now can take this down and enjoy this yourself. So, this is 1 ounce of Applejack. Jersey Lightning for all you Jersey folks, of course.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And 1/2 ounce of lime juice.
Okay.
I'm trying to think, did I use the liqueur in there?
Uh-oh. Memory fails.
No, I didn't.
I was about to say,
Matter of fact.
let me taste it and say.
Yeah, taste it, see what we got there. I think I just filled it with bubbles and added the lemon peel, and that was it.
Cranberry bitters.
Cranberry bitters. This is true.
How many dashes?
1. Pretty big dash, but 1.
I feel like we might actually have champagne this weekend, not cava. Or
No.
what do we have there?
Blanc de Blanc.
Oh, Blanc Blanc.
Blanc
Okay,
Blanc.
well that's good too.
It's French. It's not made in the Champagne.
French. It's French.
It's not made in the Champagne region, so it's not champagne. That's one of those things. You have cognac.
No, I just knew
You
it
have
was French.
Armagnac. And then you've got
It was
like
French.
you've got cheap French brandy.
It's French.
Usually we have on hand a really nice French brandy, not cognac, and it works perfectly fine. So there are some nice brands for that. I understand that whole thing about
French
terroir,
dressing.
but we very seldom have champagne, to tell you the truth.
If anyone gets what I'm quoting, bonus points for you.
Yeah. Big fun. But I'm enjoying this whole thing. It's a very simple kind of thing. I always call these things 75s because it's just a French 75 variation.
75-esque.
75-esque. I usually add a little less of the base liqueur because I like to have a few of them. So
They have Christmas in France. Oh, Errol loved the Glendora skit, especially when she said to visit her dad.
It might. It just, but vaguely. Only vaguely. Yeah, there's a lot of bubbles.
Yeah, it's a bubbly night. It is a bubbly night.
Here's the kicker. You open a bottle of bubbles, and you've got to use it. So it's going to be a bubbly
That's
night.
true.
But for sure. Big fun. So, what's the, I just want to see the comment there.
Hi,
hey.
Devin and Jessica. Good
Hello,
to see you.
Fantastic. Scroll up a few comments. I was missing something. Do they have Christmas in France? No.
Do they know it's Christmas?
It was actually banned by the
time?
revolution, so they don't celebrate Christmas. I'm kidding. Of course they have Christmas. They have all these
Better
big
Off Dead.
cathedrals.
Fred got it. Yes.
Bang, zoom. Hello.
Yes.
Man knows it. Shame wasting a perfectly good white boy
Throwing
like
away. She ain't throwing away a perfectly good white boy like that. Yep.
that. I will tell you, John, I remember being in the Sacre-Cœur Cathedral and listening to the pre-service organ music, which was really sublime. It was really great. So that definitely happens. I didn't stay for the mass because I had other things to do, but I was there for the organ music.
Oh, thank
For sure.
you, Devin. Aw. And Jessica.
Thank you very much. But
You
definitely.
just went for the pre-mass music and bailed before the actual
I saw it
mass.
off.
He sawed it off.
I know what
before
I
the
was
mass.
interested in there in Paris at the time, and it's a beautiful cathedral.
And it was not the mass.
And it was lovely organ music, so that's the thing. It was definitely a Christmas ceremony because it was like December 23rd or 24th. It was getting to be that time, for sure.
Now, were you still in France for Christmas?
No, we were actually in Switzerland, my buddy and I, and we were in Bern, and nothing was open except for one Dire Cafe with like a turkey loaf. So we had like a whole dinner of that, and he was pretty depressed about it. But I thought, we're in Switzerland. This is kind of cool, you know. I thought it was an adventure. It worked. We're in Venice for New Year. That was like not only Death in Venice, but Don't Look Now. Anybody remember that movie? Wow, creepy. Yeah, if you haven't seen that one, Julie Christie, Donald Sutherland. Yowza. Okay, big fun.
I have not seen Better Off Dead since high school.
You see, I haven't seen it so long that I missed the quote there, but that's okay. It sounded like I was ribbing you, so it was okay.
But I do remember that one.
Mm-hmm. But do they have Christmas? No, that was banned by the revolution. So.
Banned by the revolution.
A lot of bubbly drinks tonight.
Oh, wait. Oh! Oh, you can just shake it,
Shake it
Jessica. Yeah, just shake it.
Shake it up.
Just shake it.
The fat will separate from the fluid.
Yep.
That's for sure. The other possibility is if you're using it in cooking, you just heat it up, and then it will just emulsify back into the liquid.
But yeah, no, if you're using it for a drink or something, shake it.
Shake the hell out of it.
Yep.
It is to be borne in mind that any of these creamy things, the creamy stuff, the fatty stuff, whole milk, heavy cream, butter is used in drinks sometimes. If you're putting it into like cold fluid, it's just going to start coagulating, and you've got a lot of trouble. So it's probably best used in either warm drinks, or you put it in with other things and shake the hell out of it first, and then you go. Because we actually had some of that, speaking of Don the Beachcomber, we had that Don's Mix, the butter and the honey.
The honey mix.
Honey mix stuff.
Yep.
And I put that, I mix it up into something, poured it in a tiki mug. The next day, it's just like all this like buttery stuff. It's just a mess. So recommend against tiki mugs for that.
No, it says to use it, to store it in the freezer.
You should have it very cold. That's for sure. But it is very true that all you really need to do with these things is shake it up. That's why the heavy stuff, like the coconut milk, is frequently used in blender drinks, because then that will just mix the hell out of it, and it's good. If you're trying to shake that, it could be fun.
Now I feel like I gotta go watch Better Off Dead again.
Got that inspiration, I'm telling you.
See, French fries. It's been a while.
French fries, French toast.
French, not French. French.
Yeah. I'm sorry, French. The other fun thing about visiting Paris is that you can visit the Père Lachaise Cemetery and try to find Jim Morrison's grave.
I didn't see that when I was in Paris.
Yeah. Managed to do that. I'd heard about it, and I'm like, we got to check that out. And it is possible. So
John says, I always like Savage Steve Holland's films more than John Hughes' films. I don't know if I'm familiar.
I do not know. Can't tell you.
All right,
Gotta
so
check it out.
we have a homework assignment, I guess.
And you have all of these screeners from SAG-AFTRA. So
I
we
know,
have
I gotta watch a
lot to watch.
crap ton of movies in the next month, but
We managed to watch a few recently, and can recommend that last Borat film. That's
Borat's subsequent movie film we watched.
It's in incredibly bad taste as always. Go see it.
And we
Pretty
watched,
hilarious.
And we last night we watched Promising Young Woman, which is incredibly disturbing, but
That's pretty disturbing.
But you know what?
It's well done. But yeah.
She deserved a nomination. So
Yeah.
all right. So we got a lot of movies to watch.
I guess we have a lot of watching ahead of us.
And Better Off Dead.
That has been added to the mix because...
I love that movie.
Hey, on screen right now, is that an ice bucket behind...
That is
right
an
behind
ice
Howard?
bucket.
Yeah, it is, as a matter of fact. Ah! Watching old Bob
That is
Newhart
an
over
ice
there.
bucket.
Well, is that it or what?
I think so.
Okay,
I think
folks.
Paula's
Had some
Wait.
fantastic things going on. Was that? Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. All right. You're conversing among yourselves. I love it. All right. So,
Please.
Paul just gave me the safe word. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we will be back on Friday with another vintage recipe. And
Sorry.
Glendora will be here this weekend answering your questions. So if you have a question for Glendora, please drop it somewhere where we can see it.
And
because-
she will actually take care of you.
Yes.
But we have to see the question first by
We
noon
do.
on Saturday. Oh, look
wait.
for Jimmy. Yeah. Yeah, he's going to bury
We
that.
haven't been to Seattle.
Amen.
Oh my gosh.
Mank. Haven't seen it yet.
Oh, Mank. I want to see Mank. Yeah. And
Definitely.
it's actually
Definitely
nominated,
on
so
the
we got to
list.
see that. Yeah. I'm
We've
excited
seen,
to
like,
see
you know,
Mank.
Mankwitz's kid on TCM multiple times. So you got to think,
Yes.
we got to see Mank.
I can't nominate. I'm not on the nominating committee, but I can just vote.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Vote for things.
Oh,
Okay.
you guys are so sweet.
But definitely. And what else is on the
yeah,
schedule?
please. Yeah, drop your questions for Glendora.
Please. Glendora's here to take care of you. She'll answer all.
I'm excited to see Mank.
She's got your back, hon. So.
We love you too. Mm.
So what else is on the schedule? The usual production.
Hosting schedule.
I don't know. We're
Well,
producing
Glendora will be here on Sunday. And we will have a new vintage recipe on Friday.
All those things are definitely happening. And whatever the hell else we come up with today, we just dropped a spontaneous Instagram
Is
video.
Glendora
so
psychic? Well, no. Glendora
No.
just has common sense and her own Jersey common sense.
inimitable ability to tell you this is what you need to do, hon.
If you have a question, a burning life question for Glendora to
know.
answer, she would be glad to answer that.
And you will win because
Just make sure you ask before Saturday at noon Eastern because she has to shoot this eventually.
she's got to get on camera. And she doesn't have all day. She's got to get back to her wine.
I don't have all day.
So, you know how
But
it is.
anyway.
Enjoy yourselves absolutely. As always, if you are a patron, you will find these recipes on the Patreon site tomorrow. If you're not, you'll find one of them. If you would like to be a patron, patreon.com/Velveteen Lounge.
I'll drop it.
Drop it on them if you would. If you're thinking later, gee, I forgot that URL, just let us know. We'll let you know where it is. It's very simple. There are several levels. We appreciate it if you can do it.
We have levels starting at $5 a month.
Mm-hmm. There's always the popular $15 option, which features Glendora, giving you a little something special every month. So
Every week.
every week. This is true. Yeah, it's weekly.
Not even every month, every week. If you would like Glendora
Boom.
to read your
4
horoscope
times.
to you,
Mm-hmm.
tell you what's going to happen in your upcoming week.
There's always that factor. So.
Aw.
Oh, okay.
I gotta give some love.
Please, please, please. It's been so nice to have you join us here.
Thank you so much for being here.
Despite
you guys.
big fun with the Facebooks, that was giving us a lot of grief.
Oh
I think
gosh.
it still is. Always remember
Makes
you
me
can
so
switch
stressed,
from one
but-
to another platform. If one of these things is having a hernia, just go to the other. There we are. Always be. Occasionally we just drop live on Instagram, but that's going to be unique because. And as always, we'll see you next week, but we'll always see you soon.